Hello, Forguster here, and this is a new bonus video where I participate in a Halloween one-shot D&D session run by one of the people of the Passage to Agamar campaign, and it was a bit spontaneous, and it turned out pretty well, I would say. I stayed up really late at night to participate, but I think it was worth it. And this is a really, really long video, and there is a second part. We take a break partway through. This was also streamed on Twitch and uploaded to their YouTube channel, and you can also watch it there. And I'll link to those both the YouTube channel and the Twitch channel in the description. And I'll just present this as I recorded it pretty much. I've added little text on top so you can see who's who in the Discord bit at the top of the screen. I did have Fancy Grounds, which is the virtual tabletop we used stretched over two monitors. It's kind of wide, and I recorded all of it. Hopefully that works. I'm not sure. I've never done this, recorded this before, but we'll see, I suppose. Do comment what you think, if you think it was stupid, if I should have kept it on one monitor or just recorded half of it or something. And enjoy.
All right, and we are live. So, welcome everybody. Special Halloween edition of our regular Passage to Agamar campaign. We've got a bunch of new folks who are joining us for the first time. We're super excited to have everybody. In just a moment, I'm going to introduce them. But I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you all for joining us. And we look forward to a somewhat spooky, but really fun time. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the character introductions. So from left to right on your twitch.tv dial, we'll be starting out with Geo. Geo, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and your character?
I'm Thankful Torah, and I will be voicing Geo. And Geo is a human paladin.
Fantastic. Thank you, Geo. Thunir, why don't you go ahead and give us a quick introduction for you as well?
Yeah. Well, my name is Greg, and I'm one of the longtime players of Passage to Agamar. My character is Thunir Strong in the Arm, who is a Dwarven Eldritch Knight, and so he gets into the thick of things very quickly, very happily, but is still smart enough to know a thing or two about history.
Fantastic, thank you. Next up is Angler. Angler, why don't you go ahead and give us a quick introduction to your character?
Hello, I'm Forecaster, just a random person off of Discord. And I'm playing Angler, the human druid.
Awesome, thank you. Zyloran, why don't you go ahead and introduce us to your character?
Hey, my name is Josh. I'll be playing the level 5 sorcerer Zyloran. He's a draconic bloodline sorcerer.
Awesome, thanks for joining us. Albrecht, why don't you go ahead and introduce your character?
My name is Steven. I'll be playing Albrecht, the Lightfoot halfling rogue, and he's going to be very mischievous.
Great, sounds awesome. And Michael, why don't you go ahead and introduce your character?
Hi everybody, this is Ryan Harrell, one of the regular players of the group. I've been doing Passage to Agamar for a while. Tonight I'll be playing Michael Malbor Finn instead of my usual Silas Thundercon. He is a half-elf bard, and he is terrified of chickens.
We'll have to see if we figure some way to encounter some chickens this evening. So great. So thank you guys for introducing all of your characters. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So why don't I begin with setting the stage? So it is night, and you are currently headed back to the town of Nivea after a long adventuring day. And you're making your way through a wooded area that you're somewhat unfamiliar with. This particular area hasn't yet been fully explored as part of the various expeditions coming out of the town of Nivea. And as you begin to make your way through the forest, you've got a keen eye, kind of scouting around, looking for different landmarks and things. And as you continue to make your way, you notice all of a sudden that the group of you catches an odd feeling. Almost as if there's some kind of like evil or darkness in this area that seems to bend the sounds that you would expect from a normal night. And the area starts to get colder and colder, and the familiar smells of the forest at night seem to dull, almost disappear at points, to where you stop and sniff, and you're surprised that you don't smell what you would expect to smell in the forest, almost as if this particular area, the sensory input that you're receiving from this area of the forest is somewhat being suppressed. And just at that point, you feel as if there's almost an electricity in the air. That feeling that you get before a powerful rainstorm or lightning storm is about to come on. And you all kind of pause for a second, because it's strange. Like it comes upon all of you at the same time. And so with that, I'd like to pause and just kind of get a sense from you guys what you would do, just having been given that sensory input. How would your characters react to the sudden change in temperature, the feeling of electricity in the air, and the seeming suppression of things like sound from and smell from the jungle that you would expect?
My dwarf would probably sort of clutch his, draw his warhammer and sort of crouch down into a ready position as he continued forward. Maybe using prestidigitation to light a torch or something similar to that. Is to try to light more of the area in front of him.
Yes, I have a little intelligence. So Michael is going to cast light on his bald head.
Okay.
He's not very smart.
Sure. And anyone else, anything in particular you'd be looking for, or anything your character would do given the circumstances?
I guess as a sorcerer, the first thing I'm thinking is perhaps we're experiencing some sort of illusion. So I might check to see if I can sense, anything magical going on.
Sure. So
Brian, just before we continue, I did take Find Familiar as a spell, so I just wanted to see if I could have my familiar in a, not activated right now. I might bring him out later on.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, Zaloran, you definitely get the sense that there is something something magical, some kind of, you know, arcane energy at work here, but it's strange. It's almost as if the arcane energy that's at work here is weird. It's not like, you know, to you the arcane is like natural, right? The arcane feeling that you get here is clearly unnatural, almost as if it's kind of manufactured, like like it's designed to act the way that it is, not that it is spontaneous, like you're familiar with magic being.
Okay.
And so with that, the wind begins to pick up, and the trees begin to sway, and you all get the feeling, you know, that a pretty significant storm is on its way. As you look up, you see the clouds begin to coalesce, and you know what moonlight there was this evening is quickly quashed by the emergence of the clouds and the convergence of the clouds. And with that, a light rain begins to fall. And so, knowing that you guys are, you know, about, you know, 5 or so hours, 6 maybe hours away from from Navia, you would have had to stop at some point, you know, to rest. But if there's a significant storm, how, you know, what would you guys think you would, you know, how would you think you guys would react knowing that there's a pretty significant storm on its way?
I could cast Leoman's tiny hut for us to sleep in.
Right.
It'd be kind of tight, being that there's 6 of us, but I think we could squeeze in.
Could
My
I?
character is sort of used to long trips through the mud and the pouring rain, so he's not going to have too much of a problem with an approaching storm.
Okay. And so with that, you guys hear a distant thunderclap. And as it lights up the sky, you notice that off, not too far away, but what was kind of obscured by the darkness of night and maybe the strange atmospheric effects in this area, a large house comes into view, a large manor house, and I will show you actually what it looks like. So I just changed the desktop image to the house, and you see that, you know, this house, after the lightning subsides, there's a single window which is illuminated, and you hear the sounds of faint music playing from within. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to have Angler and Albrecht make me perception checks, and then the rest of you go ahead and give me history checks, please. Awesome. All right. Well, thanks everybody. So Angler, you and Albrecht both notice what looks like a child in the lighted window, looking out You see the face of what looks like a child. And Geo and Thonir, you guys think back, and you recognize that this particular house is very reminiscent of the of a manner that you were familiar with from your history. It's that you guys know that there at one point there was a garrison out in this particular area, which was set up to protect the town of Navia from orc raiding parties and other things, and that this manor house was the home of the general who went by the name of Montharsis, or Montharthes. Wow, I'll have to type that. but that the manor house was surrounded at one point by a keep and several barracks. The keep and barracks seem to be gone, and all that remains appears to be this manor house. Historically, though, you know that House Montharthus was very receptive to weary travelers caught in adverse conditions in this area, because this area has long had a history of atmospheric and environmental phenomena that were very dangerous. So that's what you guys know.
This may be a place to stay, but we should proceed with caution.
So the weather begins to intensify, and sounds of woodland creatures being stirred by the weather begins to get your attention. You hear the sound of wolves in the nearby woods. Yips and howls as if a group of wolves is kind of gathering or have potentially picked up your scent.
Well, it looks like someone's home, so we could probably go check it out.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So you want to approach the house?
Yep.
I could have my owl familiar investigate, fly up to the lit window on the second floor and see if there's anything there.
Okay.
So is that what you'd like to do?
Unless anybody has, another way of seeing in that sort of up there.
Seeing in that sort of up there.
After he does it, I'll like to take initiative and be the first one to go into the house.
Okay, so you're going to head straight for the door then, Geo.
Yes.
Okay.
You're a brave man.
All right, so you'll go first?
Till we hear what happens at the owl.
Do you want me to come with you since my head is shiny and bright?
It'll be a thing. It'll be.
All right, well, at least I'll fly my familiar up there and peer into the lit window.
Sure.
Through that window into the lit room and see what I can see.
Yeah, that's fine. So as Geo and the rest of you guys kind of those that wish to approach the door. The owl flies up by the window, and as it approaches the window, just as it's about to get to the point to where it can kind of peer inside, the light goes off quickly, and the sound of the music stops.
Why don't you bring your owl back here, and we can light up a stick. I can cast light on a stick, and we can give that to the owl and have him bring it with.
Okay.
Alright, so I find a twig on the ground, and I'm going to cast light on it, and when his owl comes back, I'm going to put it in his owl's paw or talon or whatever.
Sure. So you're going to have the owl fly up to the window again. what I'm going to do is while you sort all that stuff out, I'll sort out the group that's going to the door.
Well, he does have dark vision, so he may be able to see
Oh.
something there anyway.
Oh, okay.
So did you want to do this? Well, so hold on that. Geo, I'm going to go ahead and share the map for you guys. So just bear with me. It'll take a second to load. So you guys should be like right there in the middle of the screen. This is the front entryway. So you're walking up the path. The window is kind of directly north of Thornir. And there's a set of double doors inside of a small vestibule. So Geo, you should be able to move your character. If you want to go ahead and move up to the door, that's fine. So the door is on the, so there's a, there's a little porch area, little vestibule, and then there's a pair of double doors. They're not quite that far. So right about there is good. So so as you approach the door, you reach for the handle, and you find the door is securely locked.
I would knock on the door and ask if anyone's home.
Okay. And there is no reply. So you knock on the door. You don't hear any reply. And you find, again, the door seems firmly locked.
Did you get Ryan's character on the map?
I don't know. No, I did not. Here we go. There you are. So, so why don't, Geo, why don't you go ahead and think about how you want to approach that locked door, and I'll go back to the owl. So, so did you want the owl to go up there and peer in with dark vision, or did you want the owl to go up and try to use the lighted stick?
I would rather the owl go up in sort of a stealthy manner. I can have him. Well, stealth. Oh, okay. Should have done that in the tower.
It's
But
okay.
he'll hop up and hopefully, peer in from the side. So hopefully the person inside who may have turned out the light doesn't see him.
Sure. So go ahead and give me a perception check for the owl.
He's got keen hearing and sight, so it should be that. So perception.
Okay. So it's very dark inside. Now, what you see is what looks like a child's bedroom. The lights are off. There's a bed, what looks like a dresser, and there's a closed door. It's probably about a 10-foot by 10-foot room, give or take, maybe a little less.
Are there any signs that have been in recent use? Like, is the bed messed up, or are there obvious cobwebs and things?
Not obvious cobwebs. You see, there's also an old desk, and there appears to be some papers on the desk.
How tall is this house?
It's 2 stories. So it's a 2-story manor house. So, so what do you guys want to do?
Albrecht's gonna approach the door as well and kind of take a look at that locking mechanism.
Okay. Go ahead.
I just want to take a look around and see if there's anything that I might be able to finagle a rope around to pull me up to that window that the owl looked into.
Okay. Okay. So Albrecht, you think this is a pretty rudimentary lock. It seems rather simple. As a matter of fact, it's kind of old-fashioned. You don't see it as much of a challenge if you wanted to try to pick the lock.
Boy, get out of the way so I can pick that open for us.
So Geo, I'm going to step back real quick. There we go. And let Albrecht get up in there and take a look. So go ahead and give me, there you go. Yeah, no problem. I mean, the lock cylinder, you insert your thieves tools, you turn the cylinder, you hear an audible click, and presume that the door is now unlocked.
I also want to check to see if there's any traps of any sort that might be behind the doorway or rigged to the doorway itself.
Okay. So with your previous investigation check, you do not get the impression that there is any kind of mechanical trap associated with this door. Again, looking at it, you're like, man, meta, you look at it and you're like, this is the equivalent to like a skeleton key lock, versus a modern, lock, right? So, you walk up, you're like, super easy. But the cylinder looks clean. Everything about it looks pristine. And it doesn't appear to have any kind of mechanism that would trigger a trap from your perspective.
I step back and I give him a smack on his hip. Oi, get over there and open the door. See what you find.
So the rest of you just gonna hang back? You guys get up there or just let Geo? All right, buddy.
Yeah.
See you later. Let us know if you die.
I'm a little bit more interested in going in through the window than the front door, if I'm being honest. But yeah.
Oh, so you're the one that's
for
going to be going in, right?
Yeah. I proceed to go in, but before I go in, I yell back to everybody behind me. What about y'all? I yell, you're you're level cowards. Come on with me.
All right, so Geo throws some taunts back at the rest of the party, reaches for the door handle, and makes a show of kind of trying to push the door open, and literally runs right into it. Just the door, even though the handle turns, the lock has been unlocked. The door itself will not budge. It is stuck.
Oi, try pulling instead of pushing.
So I'll save you the Midvale School for the Gifted moment. It does not open in or out. It seems to be just stuck in place. Like regardless of how hard you pull on it, or how hard you push on it, you make a show of it. Like this is a door. I can handle the door. You're just yanking on it, and it is firmly stuck, almost as if it's like glued to the frame.
All right.
I would try to use my long sword to cut to see if there's a lock in the door.
Sure. Albrecht and Geo, give me perception checks, please. And Xyloran, give me an Arcana check, please.
Yep, it's a door.
quick question. How y'all doing perception check in this mode?
Just go to the skills tab of your character sheet, and you'll see the skill perception. And then to the right, you'll see. Hold on. You'll see a little, D20 with a number. It'll say like plus something or minus something or 0, and then you just double click on that, and it'll go ahead and roll it. So for you, your perception is a +1. So you'll see where it says +1. Just double click on that +1 from the skills tab of your character sheet.
Yeah, I suspect it's probably something magical and probably not going to be able to penetrate it. But we'll see.
So I'll get back to your perception check in a second, Gio. But yeah, Zyloran, you distinctly get the feeling that this is a magical, a magical condition that is holding this door shut. That there really is no reason for the door to be held this tight after it's been physically unlocked.
Okay. Is it possible to just check the area around the door, besides the door, and see if there's any, if I'm getting any glints of anything around the door area?
Yeah, I mean, you don't even have. So, I mean, if you want to go ahead and move up next to Geo, if you're going to inspect it, you don't have to get too close. I mean, just whatever energy is holding this door shut is pretty strong, okay. Stronger than any that you've seen before.
Okay. All right. Well, boys, that door is not going to open no matter what you do to it. So, guess we're going through the window.
Well, did you say it's held shut magically?
It's held shut magically, and I don't have any sort of dispelling magic.
I sidle up to the front of the group and kind of examine the door for a minute. And then I begin singing an enchanting song with my lute, which I will not torture you guys with in real life, but I am casting Dispel Magic on the door.
Okay. Go ahead and give me hold on a second, I gotta check something.
So this is it's pretty strong magic coming from that door.
Right. Okay. Go ahead and give me a. So you are a charisma caster. So go ahead and give me a charisma check. Yeah. So, unfortunately, you are unable to dispel the magic that holds this door. You get the feeling as soon as you start playing your tune, like it almost gets stronger, as if whatever or whoever cast this spell was much higher level than you currently are.
There's nothing I can do. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, I tried to warn you about that.
It's just worth a shot.
It was. So back to Plan B. What do you guys think about trying to go in through the window?
I like it.
So you guys step down from the patio, to rejoin the group. And just as you do, you hear a sound that sounds kind of like sounds kind of like a sound that I don't have readily available. So it sounds as if like so you hear kind of a magical kind of sound And then the door just kind of opens slightly, right? So you hear like a, and then all of a sudden you hear as the door creaks open just a little bit.
Hell no. I want to go in through the window. Fuck that door. I don't want to go anywhere near that door, boys. I don't know how you guys feel, but
I'll go through.
Oh, did it creak open?
Is it possible I could cast protection from holy?
From good and evil, I
I
think.
mean, no, good, yeah, for good and evil.
Yeah, you can absolutely cast it. Probably a good time to do that as the door kind of creaks open on its own.
I want to be protected from Hallows.
I'm gonna take the stick that I lit up earlier. I'm just gonna throw it through the crack in the door and see if we can hear
Ooh, that's a good
anything
idea.
through whatever opening there is.
Yeah, and then I'll go up to the crack in the door and peek inside.
All right. Cool. So let me reveal some area for you and tell you what you see. So first and foremost, it is dark inside, very dark inside, as this front room does not have any windows. So those of you without dark vision are going to need a light source. You still have a glowing sorcerer's head, which you can use for a light source.
It's not a sorcerer with the glowing head.
Oh, sorry. It
Bard
is a glowing bard head. Sorry. Very, very different. Very different. So hold on, let me reveal some area for you.
I cast my light spell on a stick, remember? Not a head.
I kind of thought the sorcerer's avatar was mine when you first launched the map because it was glowing around the head.
Okay, so what you see is what appears to be a foyer. The entry foyer has a large open space with a floor of black marble. Two imposing-looking demonic statues stand at either side of the foyer as if motionlessly keeping watch over this empty room. The statues... bear with me 1 second. I'm trying to get you a picture of the statues if I have them. And it doesn't look like I do. So you can go ahead and inspect those. So the things in the stars, these are the statues. They are staring at each other across the room. So there's two of them, one on either side. There's a small kind of landing right there, which leads up to an upper lounge area. However, it's hard to see into that area at this point.
Well, what do you see?
I reckon statues in a foyer.
So, would you guys like to move up and inspect for yourselves? Or are you going to just toss Geo to the proverbial wolves for the remainder of the session?
I'm going to move up to the left-handed statue, not in front of it, but beside it.
Sure.
And I'm going to do an investigation and possibly Arcana and see what I see.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll come into the room and see if I can sense any Arcana on the statue on the right. I don't know if this is going to be close enough.
As I'm inspecting the statue, I reach up and thump at it, and I'm like, "It's a statue!"
Right. It's very convincing. All right, hold on. So, if you're here and here, you are not crossing the statues, okay? But as soon as you move to, anywhere like past that point where Xyloran is, you would actually be kind of crossing over between the two statues. So I need, if that's your intention, then cool, but just let me know.
I would like to do that because I would not know it all, and my character would be sort of looking through the room and seeing it can, examining the statue from every angle.
Yeah, I'm just trying to.
So go ahead and move to where you want to be. Fantastic. Okay. So, sorry. Before I do what I'm going to do, anybody else want to do anything?
I just wanted to do my Arcana roll.
Yep. Go ahead and make your. So you did make your Arcana check.
Nope, I just did.
Oh, you did not.
No, I did.
Faint magic, but this is not the source of the strong. So this entire place has a magical aura. This entire building, the statues in particular, do not necessarily have a very strong aura. However, there is a faint aura of magic on them.
Okay.
I'd like to stay in the doorway, but I look very intently at Xyloran, and I start singing a jaunty little tune to give him bardic inspiration, and I say, "Keep your cheer up, mates, and we'll get through this place."
Much love.
Nice.
I try to keep him short.
All right. So the first thing I need is I will need a dexterity saving throw from Michael.
Boom, baby.
Nice.
Not bad at all.
All right. So you manage to jump into the room as the doors start to swing closed, and we're presumably going to lock you out of the house. Now, I'll give you the choice. Do you want to be on the inside or do you want to be on the outside?
I want to be on the inside. There might be chickens out here.
Inside or you want to be on the outside? Yeah, so the doors swing closed, and as the doors swing closed, you hear the sound of the mechanic, like the mechanism of the door lock latch, right? And the door lock seems to engage, and then you hear that kind of somewhat familiar magical sound as the door kind of becomes recloaked in magic. Right?
Well,
and just at that point, and this all kind of corresponds with who is it? It's who is it? It is Dawnir breaking the beam basically between the two statues, as you realize that what originally looked like statues are in fact a pair of gargoyles.
Oh dear.
I'll need everybody to roll for initiative, please, as they spring to life. All right, let me know when everybody's got their initiative in. I see 1, 2, 3, 4.
Was it the right one?
Say again?
Was it the right one?
No, it's so the initiative is on the main tab of your character sheet. It's like right smack dab in the middle. It says INIT. I went ahead and rolled it for you, but just go ahead and find it so that you know where it is for next time. So, surprisingly, our dwarf friend happens to be first up in initiative this time. I guess he was closest. He was closest to the gargoyles when it sprang to life, so he has the quickest reaction. So, Dawnir, what would you like to do as this gargoyle springs to life?
I'm going to let out sort of a scream of surprise, and as sort of, because I'm going so early in the order, it's just sort of, I'd like to role play it like they come to life, and I just sort of go, ah! And I just start swinging my warhammer at it.
Right.
Second effect is a miss.
First, the warhammer makes contact on the first blow, and the gargoyle is impacted by it, but you get the sense that it doesn't do quite the amount of damage that it should have.
Yeah, it bounces off with a clang, and it kind of it hurts the muscles because the reaction was so strong, and it doesn't appear like it really did too much.
All right, so Michael is up next. Michael, what would you like to do? Cloaked in light, bathed in light. What would you like to do?
That way everyone can see me.
No, totally. Yeah, it's absolutely what you want. You want all the evil things to know exactly where you are.
Okay, I am going to cast.
I'm going to pass.
No, I'm going to cast a spell. I'm just trying. I don't want to come out with the big guns just yet, so I'm going to look at this gargoyle and stop targeting Zaylorin. And I'm going to tell him, those wings make your hips look fat.
He fails his saving throw. So go ahead and roll that damage. Fantastic. All right, he is very, very hurt by your words. Considers himself quite an attractive gargoyle, and is very dismayed by your cutting words.
He gets this vicious mockery disattack thing too, right? The effect?
Yes, he should, yep.
Alrighty. And one down.
All right, so Gargoyle 1 springs to action. He doesn't have to go far. He's got a nice, juicy dwarf right next to him who's just begging to be attacked. So he's going to go ahead and start with a claw attack on Thornir. That is going to be a hit.
Whoa.
And his claws dig into your flesh as you let out a scream. And as soon as he's got you hooked with a claw, he pulls you in quickly for a bite. He also hits there, doing a bit more damage to you. As he lets out a screech in victory, having managed to wound the first hero that's crossed his path in a very long time. Angler, you're up.
All right. I am going to use. Let's see. I think I'm going to use Thorn Whip on the second gargoyle number 2 there. That and hit. And then do some damage. And is the pulling optional? Let's see. If the creature is large or smaller. It does not look like the pulling is optional, so it's pulled towards me then, I guess.
So the gargoyle is a medium creature.
Yeah.
But yeah, So you wanted to pull him towards you?
Well, if I have the choice, no. Could probably stay where it is.
Okay. No, you totally have a choice.
Okay, then no.
Yeah, you don't have to pull him.
Then it can stay.
Sure. Okay. Cool.
Thank
so,
you.
Yeah, let's add a squeal as it takes that damage and is just absolutely unhappy about it. So if you're through, go ahead and hit that little. There you go. Perfect. Fantastic. Albrecht, you're up.
All right. Considering I am slightly behind it, I'm going to go ahead and use my short sword and offhand dagger to hack and slash at it, and hopefully get the sneak attack as well.
Sure. So just for clarity, I know some of you guys are new. I do use flanking rules, and so flanking a creature will get you advantage on your attack roll. So if you position yourself effectively in combat, that will be rewarded with advantage. So yeah. So because you are attacking it and none of your allies are within 5 feet of it, yes, you can go ahead and make your attack and get your sneak attack damage.
Well, that was horrible.
Oof. Man. Okay, the dagger is much more effective. All right. Dagger makes contact.
I think I messed up. I didn't apply the sneak attack prior to this.
Yeah. So just go ahead and roll the 2d6, and I'll go ahead and add it to the gargoyle. So basically what you can do is you can just pick that damage up and drop it on the gargoyle. Hold on. All right, never mind. I will edit. So that was Gargoyle 2. Yes, okay. Got it. It has been updated. So that sneak attack damage has been registered. Anything else you'd like to do? Cunning action?
Give me 1 sec.
So, I mean, you could, like, for example, cunning action disengage to step back a little bit.
Yes, I will use cunning action to disengage and step back.
Okay. Awesome. And then if you're all set, go ahead and pass your turn to Xyloran, who will be up next. So Xyloran, you're up. What would you like to do?
Alright. I think I'm actually going to... So I'm going to cast Firebolt on Gargoyle number 1.
Okay, so make sure you... Okay, cool. You got him targeted, so go ahead. Oh, critical hit. All right, so you'll ignore his resistances for this attack, which is nice. So he did not have a resistance to fire, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, 8 points of damage.
And then I'm actually going to use one of my sorcery points, and I'm going to use Quicken. And
Okay.
I will go ahead and I will cast Sleep on the second gargoyle.
Before you do that,
Sure.
Okay, hold on. Before you do that, why don't you go ahead and give me a nature check?
All right.
Okay. You're not sure if gargoyles are immune to sleep effects. You're not sure. So you can go ahead and use it. That's fine.
Yeah.
But it's definitely an uncertainty. You know, if you were certain, then it'd be a different story altogether. But you're not sure.
All right. Yeah, we'll go for it.
Okay. So I think you roll the 5d8. And then we'll see if it's enough to put one of these gargoyles to sleep.
It doesn't seem to have. There's no like clickable anything.
Yeah, I just changed it for you. So at the bottom you had it mode. No, you don't want to click that. So he's not unconscious yet. Just take that off real quick. There you go. So go ahead and for the sleep, you roll 5d8, and then we look at how many hit points he has, and then you put that many hit points of creatures to sleep. So 16. Let's see. So creatures. So what is the point that you choose? Like right on the gargoyle?
Yeah, just on the
Okay.
one to the left there. Yeah, gargoyle 2.
So all right, I'm gonna make a ruling on this because I think you would realize this as a 5th level sorcerer. If you cast it on that gargoyle and it's not enough hit points to put that gargoyle to sleep, it's going to start picking from party members to put to sleep.
Ah, okay. In this case, forget that entire plan. I'll just use my quicken spell to cast a magic missile then.
That sounds great.
And I'll shoot all 3 of them at the second gargoyle. So.
Okay. All right. So yeah. So just go ahead and target them and then fire away. All right. As your beams of force energy blast out, tear into the gargoyle, he is just not happy about that at all. He's not looking so hot. So
is there enough room for me to squeeze in and come back by the store right here?
Yeah, you could. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go.
You'd be like right up against the door, though, basically.
I'm fine with that. I just want to be as far behind everybody else as I can be.
Yeah. Now, meat shield, I get it. So if you're all set, then the little dragon head, fantastic. Geo, you're up. What would you like to do?
Okay, I would like to. Is it okay if I move closer to the gargoyle?
Absolutely. You can move up to 6 squares, I believe.
Okay.
So go ahead and move as close as you'd like. If you're going to attack with a melee attack, you're going to need to be like right up next to them. So pick one of the squares like right around them. Because right now you're kind of in between a bunch of squares. There you go. So then you can go ahead and target them with control click and go ahead and make an attack or whatever you'd like to do. I assume it's a melee attack. You want to use that longsword?
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
All right. Excellent. So you did not have him targeted, but I think 20 is enough to hit him. So just make sure you control click on him to have him targeted, and then go ahead and roll your damage. So control click to target the gargoyle.
If you look at the combat tracker, you can see your targets, by the way.
There you go. Okay, cool. So the other option is to just drag the damage right onto the gargoyle, or drag your attacks right onto the gargoyle, which it looks like that's what you did. So that's awesome. That works too. So yeah, you smash into that gargoyle with your longsword, and you too also get the sense that your longsword is not doing as much damage as it could, as if the gargoyle is somewhat resistant to your attacks. So is that all you'd like to do on your turn?
I like to also bless my weapon.
Well, you get 2 attacks around, so you can go ahead and
Okay.
yeah. So you get extra attack for being a 5th level paladin. So why don't you go ahead and target him, or
Okay.
go ahead and drop the drop the attack on him, and get your second swing in. I was just checking to see if you wanted to do anything else besides attack a second time. There you go. That's a good hit right there. And then go ahead and give him some damage. He's asking for it. Great, good job. All right, so again, the strike, lands home. However, for some reason, it just seems like this is a tough gargoyle. So I believe that ends your turn. If it does, the little on the combat tracker, the little dragon with the arrow down below it, go ahead and click that, and it is Gargoyle 2's turn. So he is just not happy with being carved up by you guys. So he's going to go ahead and target. He's going to target Geo because he's right next to him.
Kind of glad he stepped in between us now.
Yeah. So he's going to target Geo, and he's going to start with a claw attack. And he's got disadvantage because of that protection from good and evil. So that's doing some work for you, Geo. And so when his claw attack misses, he's confused. He doesn't know what happened, and he leans in for a bite. However, this time he does get home with an incredible roll. Dropped a crit, and go ahead. He goes ahead and hits you with some good damage. You make your concentration check to maintain your protection from good and evil. But you're going to take 8 points of piercing damage as those sharp teeth dig into your flesh. And that's going to be his turn. So at the top of the initiative order, we've got Albrecht. Albrecht, you're up. What would you like?
All right. I'm going to step forward. Now, question, if I can just slightly to one side, do I still get the flanking?
So you need to be directly across in any kind of orientation, right? Diagonally across, up and down, left and right, whatever. But you need to be directly across because of the positioning of the gargoyles right now. You would not be able to, because everybody's kind of lined up in a big line. It's like it's single file. I don't know what the story is there, but you could position yourself to where ultimately somebody else could get advantage, but with the gargoyle up against that wall, you're not going to be able to fully flank them.
If you think of going anywhere near these things, you're wrong.
All right, in that case, you might want to remove the sneak attack thing on my effects.
Yep, you can remove it actually from your character if you click on the little head with the dots. But I'll go ahead and remove it for you, so I got it.
Okay.
But you can remove any effect that you've applied.
All right, so I'm going to step up and do the whole short sword and dagger in the offhand attack again, and hopefully I do better.
Didn't have him targeted.
That's my bad.
That's okay. There you go. So it definitely hits. All right, 8 points of piercing damage. Second offhand attack is going to miss, unfortunately.
I'll go ahead and take a cunning action to step back again.
All right. Awesome. Great. Anything else?
Nope. Pass an order.
Cool. Michael, you're up.
This guy looks like he's all alone, but that guy looks like he's almost dead.
Yeah, don't mind me getting pummeled over here.
Oh, I can do something about that, can I? Haha.
Yep.
Oh, 14 points. You're fine.
Okay. So, Michael, what would you like to do?
I chuck a dagger at him.
Okay, that's a hit. All right, he partially resists the damage. Again, doesn't it seems as if the dagger isn't as effective as it should be. Anything else you'd like to do? Or just remain in single file?
I'm gonna remain. It's pretty tight in here. I'll just stick where I'm at. But I am going to, as a bonus action, cast Healing Word on Weiner over there. Weiner Thonir.
Okay.
Aha!
All right.
Thanks.
Awesome.
Oh,
So
I thought you were
that-
Greg. I'm sorry.
It is me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you did. You
I'm
did
funny.
hear.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Xyloran, you're up. You are at the back of the single file line to take turns, I guess. I see this line. I think of the movie Airplane, where the people are freaking out, and there's like the big line of people smacking them in the face.
I mean, I can move around a little bit, but I'm just trying to be as far away as I can in this corner.
Pull yourself
is
together.
My solace. Okay,
You need to hit the
so I think I don't want to pull out the big guns yet, so I think I'm just gonna do. I'm just gonna keep. Let's see. We'll do another firebolt, and we'll do it at. I don't know. We'll do it the one that's almost dead.
All right. Hits. 4 points of fire damage. Doesn't like that. That the one gargoyle looks pretty beat up. The other one, I guess Dornier he's just got that guy. We just leave him to his own devices.
He's off taking at this point. Yeah, we'll be fine. I can feel it.
All right.
All right.
Cool. All right. So that gargoyle is going to have another run at Thornier, I think. So he's going to start off with a claw attack. Oof! He swipes and he misses badly. And as he's kind of off balance, he kind of pitches his head and tries to take a swipe at you with his teeth, and he also misses there. Just somewhat discombobulated. He's actually going to hop down from the pedestal that he was on, and he's going to land here. And he's just he's not actually going to land. He's going to elevate. So he's going to hover. He's still in your effective area, but he's 5 feet off the ground. So that's going to be the end of his turn. This next gargoyle is going to he too is going to float 5 feet in the air, and he's going to kind of move over to here. He's still going to maintain his the threatened area for Geo here, but he's going to go ahead and attack Geo. He's going to start with a claw attack. He's just having a tough time at it, to the point to where he looks down and he looks at his claws. He's like, ah! and he sees Angler next to him, and he's going to swoop down and try to take a bite on Angler. He can't seem to hit this paladin for some reason, so he's going to move on to another target that he may be able to hit. So he is unsuccessful there. He's very very frustrated gargoyle. He's just had a hard day today. So that's going to be the end of his turn. So Angler, you're going to be able to give him some retribution for that failed attempt.
I was potentially, before he moved, I was going to drag Gargoyle 1 down. But I guess now I have to maybe finish off Gargoyle 2 there, or attempt to at least. So I'm just going to use or cast another Thorn Whip
Okay.
on it.
All right. And that is successful.
Wonderful.
Oh, and that's it. As the Thorn Whip wraps around it, it just, whatever magic or whatever energy was holding it together just gives out, and the gargoyle falls to pieces as a lump of stone on the floor, just a pile of rock.
Marvelous. I'm going to end my
of
turn.
Gargoyle 2. All right,
Okay. So this guy isn't going to move anywhere anymore because I'm going to use a cantrip to cast Booming Blade. So I'm going to do an extra 1d8 damage when I swing my Warhammer.
And that is a hit.
Nice. And so that'll be a little bit of extra damage. So, awesome. And so if he moves, willingly moves, he will take an extra 2d8 thunder damage.
Got it.
Since that's a cantrip, technically, I don't get my extra attack. So
Right.
that's my whole thing. But I'm just going to move maybe here, just to sort of like shield them off from the rest of the gang.
Sure. Geo, you're up. The gargoyle that you've been fighting has been destroyed, and now your teammate, the lone wolf Thornier, who's been attacking the other gargoyle all by himself.
Hey man, I did some damage to the other gargoyle too, don't forget.
Yes, I'm sure Thornier appreciated it. If you're going to attack with a melee attack, you're going to have to try to get like right up next to him. So you can go here, you could go here, you could go here, you could go there. Any of those spots would be great. But from where you are, you're not going to be able to attack with melee weapons. Yeah, there you go. So he's kind of hovering 5 feet off the ground. So the bottom of him is, is kind of shoulder height. So go ahead and make your attacks if you'd like. Control click the target, remember, or you can go ahead and just drop your attacks right on him. There you go. That's a good hit. Go ahead and roll that damage. Remember, you get 2 attacks a round. All right. Awesome. Yeah. Makes contact, but again, not something just doesn't feel right. I mean, you're hacking at stone with a sword, so. Oof, that's a good one. Go ahead, roll some more damage. as your longsword makes contact. All right. All right, two good solid attacks. And you went ahead and moved. Is there anything else that you want, need, or can do this turn?
Is it possible I can blast?
No, I think that is
I'm just wondering.
an action. And you already have a concentration spell going.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you've got your protection from evil and good, which has been doing a lot for you. So you probably don't want to get rid of that just yet. But if you're all set, then go ahead and click that little dragon. There you go. Albrecht, back at the top of initiative order. You are up, my friend. What would you
All
like
right,
to do?
I'm going to...
There is a flanking opportunity and some sweet sneak attack damage in your future.
Yes, I'm going to move up to the opposite side and activate the whole sneak attack effect.
Do it.
And then once again, the short sword and dagger combo.
Just remember, you have advantage because you're flanking.
You are right.
Don't forget to take that. At some point, I'll stop reminding you, but for now, you get reminders. I don't want you to. I don't. Oh man, double 20s. Wow.
Were you this person who rolled double ones earlier?
Man, brutal attack.
With
Yeah,
sneak attack? Crazy.
That was me.
Yay!
That was the dice rolls failed you though. Sorry to say.
Yeah, a couple of ones and twos. Yeah, so, but yeah, go ahead and make your offhand attack.
Okay.
Oh wait, that was your offhand attack. Never mind.
Yes, that was.
All right, sorry, I misread it. So you're good.
right.
Cunning action.
I'm actually going to stay where I'm at.
Cool. Michael, you're up. What would you like?
Second again. I would, and tell me if I can do this. I might not be going about this right. I would like to cast Minor Illusion on the gargoyle to give him the illusion that he is enshrouded in like smoke, so he can't see the people around him.
Okay. No, I mean you can. So, it would obscure his vision, but he is within 5 feet of 3 adversaries. So what I would do is I would say, as a result, I'll use it kind of akin to a help action, to where, he will have a -2. Basically the rest of the people around him will have cover on his turn.
Okay.
All right. So there you go. All right, Geo. So you can attack that gargoyle with advantage. So just remember, lower left-hand corner, the ADV button, before you go ahead and make your 2 attacks this round. Wow, that's a crit. Didn't even need the. Didn't even need. So we'll disregard the critical hit effect. Actually, go ahead and roll an attack again, because I just want to see what would have happened.
That's fine. Reroll the attack, dummy.
Yeah, it's courtesy of our friend Rob Toohey, who may be checking in at some point. But yeah, all right, cool. Yeah, totally hit him. Go ahead and roll your damage. All right. So yeah, good damage. Go ahead and make your second attack. just remember you do have advantage. So click that ADV button in the lower left-hand corner. So go ahead and roll it again. So you take 2d20, take the highest result. So you didn't re-roll an attack, you just rolled the damage. The first attack was a miss, so go ahead and make another attack. And then if it hits, we'll just leave the damage applied. If it misses, then I'll go ahead and subtract that damage that you did. Okay, cool. It's a hit, so everything's cool. We're all caught up. Anything else you'd like to do before you pass your turn?
No, that's all.
Okay, cool. Go ahead and press that dragon with the down arrow. There you go. Xyloran, you're up. All right, it's definitely a hit with that firebolt. Oh, big damage, and he goes down. So, Xyloran, go ahead and describe for me and the audience, if you will, just how that all looks. Right, you launch that firebolt at him, and what happens?
Basically, I just launch the firebolt right from my fingertips. I swirl it around his head and then just shoot it in straight through the eyes, taking him right down to the ground.
Awesome. So you guys managed to take down those gargoyles, your first test in the manor. And so I'm going to reveal some more area for you, just so that you can see, because now, Albrecht is kind of standing on that landing there. So let me go ahead and reveal some area for you.
Well, I guess we don't have any other choice than to head deeper inside the mansion, see what other horrors await.
Well, before we go, I kind of want to check the pillars again, because I got, before we fought the gargoyles, I checked the pillars and there was a magical aura around them. Not a strong one, but I'm not sure if it was the gargoyles or if it was the pillars themselves. Obviously the gargoyles were magical in some
It was
sense.
probably the gargoyles.
Maybe so, but I wouldn't mind just checking them out again to see if there's something there.
Sure. Yeah, no. If you want to go ahead and give me an investigation check, that's cool.
Can I?
Investigation or Arcana?
Investigation. The Arcana seems to have dissipated now that the gargoyles are gone.
Okay. It's not a very good one, but
no. So now that the gargoyles are no longer on the pedestals, they seem to be, pretty standard stone pedestals. There doesn't seem to be anything kind of unusual about them, other than they seem to be made from the same substance that the gargoyles were formed from.
Interesting.
So I have a question.
Okay.
The magic.
I have lots of answers.
The magic stone cantrip that I have.
Yes.
Does that assume I just find, or that I just managed to find pebbles to use for it anywhere?
Yeah, well, so, again, it's a one shot, so I'm going to presume you've got what you need to cast all your spells, right? So I would presume that, either A, you could pick up gargoyle pebbles, or
that's
that
what I
you've
was
already
going
got
to say.
some pebbles in your bag.
If not, I was just going to pick up some of gargoyle bits and just pocket them, just in case.
Okay. So, let's see.
While I'm on the landing, I want to peek my head around the corner and see what I can see.
Sure. So yeah, you can go ahead and pick up those you can go ahead and pick up those pebbles if you'd like. And so, as far as the landing, so the room to the northwest is a raised platform, step up from the foyer that you were in, and is situated at the bottom of the stairwell. So to the right, there's a large circular stairwell heading upstairs. There is a statue to the right. It is a statue of a griffin, and it looks like that. Its arm is kind of outstretched, and one arm is up and one arm is down.
I fist bump it.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a strength check.
Alrighty. That's on the main page. Ooh, that was terrible.
Okay. You fist bump it, and nothing seems to happen.
Just a question about what we're seeing as we're coming in. The doorway from the first room that we were in.
Sorry, there's one other thing.
Sorry.
Sorry, yeah. So with your previous investigation check, you also notice that there's a couch, an L-shaped couch, in the southwest corner of the room, and on the couch is what looks like a children's doll laying on it, yeah. So there you go.
All right, I'm going to investigate this griffin statue some more, as that raised for kind of is intriguing me a little bit.
Okay, the griffin statue, it appears that the arm can be actuated, that griffin statue, the arm, the outstretched arm can be raised and lowered, like it can be pulled down.
Oi, somebody pull this griffin's arm down. And I'm going to step back away from danger.
But before you pull that arm, hold on a second. I just want to take a look at the doorway and see if there's is there any kind of mechanisms in the wall that look like we could get locked in again to another room if between the first room and the second room, by where I'm standing.
No. So you definitely be able to get back to the original room.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just a landing. It's just like a step up.
All right.
I can give it a try. Michael, give me a song.
Do your best and we shall pass the test. I promise not to sing anymore.
Oh, thank God.
Well, I liked it. So what is it, a D6, a D8?
I think he's a D8 now for Bardic Inspiration.
So 60.
Okay. So you hear a kind of mechanical sound as a chain-driven system kind of kicks in, and you hear and the griffin's arm comes to a rest down. But from where you're standing, there's no visible effect.
Okay. I put a gold coin in his outstretched arm.
Okay. The arm is down now. So
I'm sitting on the couch, by the way.
Did anybody use those coin counters where you put a coin in its outstretched arm and it would bring it up to its mouth and quote unquote swallow the coin, and then you can open it up later to get your coin?
Yeah.
Nobody?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If nothing happens,
Moving on.
Hey, Brian.
yes.
I don't know if it has any effect on what's going on over there, but I am sitting on the couch.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
I'm okay at those.
Okay. There seems to be something weird about this doll. Um, it seems somewhat familiar. If you'd like to investigate it further, then go ahead and give me an investigation check. But it seems kind of weird.
Can I peek up the stairs and perceive?
Actually, the stairs go down.
Oh,
So it looks like there's a
peek
basement.
down then.
Yeah.
Is that another room to our
There's
north?
another landing to the north.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's another kind of raised area which leads to another room. So if you'd like to take a look in there, I can reveal some area for you.
In a second, I just want to sense if there's anything, magical around here.
There's lots of
doll.
magical stuff around here.
Yeah, the doll specifically is kind of what I'm looking at. The doll that's on the couch that I'm right next to.
Well, I was going to ask, since I never got my chance to investigate it, if I actually pick it up, do I get some sort of maybe bonus? Like physically pick it up to investigate it? Like maybe a plus 2?
No, I mean, I would assume that you would, unless you're just going to lean over and just stare at it intently.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in terms of the investigation, you can't put your finger on it, but there is definitely something strange about it. You get the feeling you might want to alert the rest of your teammates about this doll. Maybe somebody else can take a look at it.
I'll go over and take a look at it.
Okay, so anybody else who wants or feels like they'd like to take a look at it, go ahead and give me investigation checks. Ryan, with advantage, because Ryan will be Michael, will be pointing out the strange nature of the doll that he's already observed.
So we all get advantage.
Everybody, yeah, just advantage all over the place. Look at that.
Oh, I dropped a 1.
All kinds of it. Everybody just kind of swarms around the doll. So I think it was Albrecht and Geo who saw the eyes in the front window. Remember that? So the eyes of this doll are very reminiscent of the eyes that you saw in the front window.
Do you want me to light it on fire, guys?
No, I put it in my pocket. Don't hurt the doll.
I hope to God it's not haunted.
I really think we should light it on fire at this point.
Does anybody have detect magic from the ability to detect magic from the doll?
I have identify, but that's about it.
Oh, can you try that to see if there's anything weird about the doll? Like, maybe the doll is.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and use identify on the doll while, poking at it.
Okay. So as you kind of poke at it, it clearly is. It clearly is magical in some way. And you hear the sound of kind of an ethereal giggle of a little girl as you kind of poke at it. And the doll becomes cold to the touch. So who's holding it right now?
Michael.
All right, Michael, go ahead and give me a Constitution saving throw.
I freaking love this doll. I'm not letting it go.
So Well, so your Constitution saving throw, you manage to you do let go because it is freezing cold, but you do not take any adverse effect. And as you let the doll go, it begins to levitate in the air, and the sound of the little girl's laughter kind of echoing through the halls just comes to a crescendo as the doll flies away from your group and into the room to the north, disappearing from view.
I told you we should have lit that motherfucker on fire. I told you.
It looks so familiar.
Next
Raise
time we
the
see
window.
that doll, I'm putting it on fire. I'm telling you right now.
Okay, and so yeah, in the there's the sound of just an echoing kind of cackle, a little girl like, as it kind of fades into the background.
Oh my. All right.
I look up into
I'll
that.
be the one with balls. I'm gonna start making my way to the room, the landing to the north.
Yeah, I've already moved in that direction.
I want to take a look downstairs at the basement.
Okay, all right, hang on. I'll reveal the next area for you guys. Hang on 1 second.
Definitely should have started that doll on fire, you guys. I think it was a big mistake.
Okay, let me just reveal this area up here too. Okay, so hold on. Right there, there is a door and it is open. On the other side, there is a door that is identical and it is closed.
What are these objects in the middle? The larger circles with the smaller circles next to it?
I will describe them here in 1 second. So this is a tea room. The mansion's tea room is a large sunken room with a fireplace and a hearth situated in the northwest corner. There are 3 small round tables for guests to sit and consume tea and other assorted refreshments. A glass chandelier hangs on a sturdy chain from high above. So the chandelier is mounted in the center of the room, kind of between the 3 tables. So right about there is where the chandelier is.
I want to look in this direction. See what's. I assume there's another set of small stairs.
Sorry, say that again?
I assume there's another set of small stairs leading into another area to the south.
Yes. Yes. So hold on. Let's just before everybody kind of moves around, let's just be explicit about what each of us is doing, because I don't want people to be moving all over the place. I'm not locking the tokens for a reason, because I prefer not to. But just go ahead and announce like, "Hey, I'd like to do this," and then we'll go ahead and play that out. And then the next person, "I'd like to do this."
I was just gonna move up into this corner over here and
Okay.
investigate this corner and what's in this corner.
Sure. Okay. So there is a hearth. There is a fireplace there. As you move through the center of the room, go ahead and give me a perception check, please. And while you're doing that, I'll go ahead and take care of Angler's request. Okay, so Angler, you wanted to investigate that other room, or at least peer into that other room?
I'll just peer into it for now.
Okay.
I wanted to take a look downstairs whenever you get the chance.
It appears to be a dining room, so should you choose to move into it, I'll reveal more of it, but there's a large dining table that you can see.
I'll wait.
Okay. So I'm sorry. As far as the perception check on the hearth, it seems pretty sturdy. And what you do notice coming across the room is the chandelier. As you kind of walk through the center of the room, the chandelier kind of moves slightly. It sways as you move through the center of the room.
All right. Can I take a closer look at the chandelier?
Sure. Let's let some other folks take some actions.
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
So anybody else? What would you guys like to do?
Albrecht wants to go downstairs.
By yourself?
Sure.
Okay. All right. Cool. So, yeah, go ahead and position yourself on the stairs, and I will cut to you in a moment. It looks like Michael wants to go down the stairs.
No, that's me.
Sorry. There we go.
Okay.
All right. So, do you say anything to the rest of the group, or are you just like, all right, cool, I'm out?
I'm heading downstairs into the basement to take a look what's down there.
Okay. All right.
Yell if you find anything dangerous.
Yeah, right.
Just scream, blood curdling screams. I'm sure we'll hear you.
Yeah, no, that would be very obvious. No, there would be no other blood curdling screams in here. All right, cool. So, yeah, I will get to you in a second. Thornir, what do you want to do?
I'll come into the room and I mean these refreshments. Is the table set or?
No, there's nothing on the tables. They're just they're set up, but there's nothing on them. It looks like it's actually been a while since there's been tea service in this room.
Oh, okay.
Well, be careful, man. The chandelier moves around on its own.
Yeah. I'll
Are there any signs of the doll anywhere? Or is it gone?
No. And you no longer hear the little girl laughing.
Okay, I'll move into the next
I'll
room.
senses
with the
first.
dinner table.
Okay. So you're moving where?
South. Go south.
I'm sorry, which character is that?
Angler.
Okay, so you're going to go ahead and move into this other room?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll reveal some area for you. All right, cool. So you see, are you actually stepping into the room? Okay, well,
Yeah,
that answers my question.
Just a bit.
Okay. As you step up into the dining room from the sunken tea room, the air grows warm. Suddenly, the room comes to life as ghostly apparitions appear seated at the once empty table. A large dinner party is being held, as it seems, as a roasted hog materializes along with plates of all varieties of food. Jugs of foaming ale are being shared between ghostly companions. A large spectral human man stands at the head of the table, saying nothing. A serious scowl and frown is cemented over his face as he overlooks his guests, who seem to be enjoying themselves. So you see basically a spectral dinner party.
Do they appear to notice me?
No, they do not appear to notice you. They're going about their business.
I'll just call back and to the others and say, "There's something going on in here. There are ghosts. We have ghosts."
I'll immediately go forward to.
Okay, hold on 1 second. All right, so as you move forward to head towards that way, the chandelier breaks loose of its chain again and begins to plummet to the ground. So what I will need is a dexterity saving throw from both Xyloran and Thornir.
Yay, I'm great at those.
Oof.
Okay, so okay, that's great. So I need the dex saving throw from Xyloran as well.
Oh, it didn't show up. Dang.
All right. Yeah, so the chandelier comes crashing to the ground, and you're both going to take 2 points. Go ahead and just update it yourself of damage as portions of the chandelier land on you. And then you're free to move. So the rest of you guys hear the crash of this giant chandelier as it hits the ground.
I whip around
And you
look in
see
that direction.
your 2 party members kind of pulling themselves out of the metal and glass remnants of the now smashed chandelier. So Albrecht, you hear the chandelier crash from the stairwell landing. Did you want to come back up, or did you want to continue down?
Since nobody's screaming that they're in pain or anything, I'm just going to continue downstairs.
Okay. All right. So at the bottom of the stairs, you find an open door, and as you look in, there is a table and what appears to be a body laying on it. And so so that's what you see.
I'm going to move closer and investigate.
Closer to the
body.
Okay. Okay. So all right. So yeah, you find a humanoid, and all right. So yeah, thanks for stopping by, Shane. Appreciate it. Have a good night. So so you find a body on the table that looks as if it's been kind of sewn together. It's slightly larger than human size, and it looks to be a mixed mashup of various humanoid parts. And laying on the table is a sketch with some handwriting. So I will share that with you.
Okay.
Did you get that?
Yes, I got it.
Okay, cool.
I'm going to grab the sketch and slip it into one of my various pockets.
Okay.
And then I'm going to immediately... there's no other entrances or doors down here, is there?
So there is... hang on. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
No, there's no other. It looks like a basement. There doesn't appear to be any other door out. That the stairwell is the only way to the basement.
All right, so I'm gonna go back upstairs with the flesh golem sketch and rejoin everybody and be like, "Hey, this is what I found."
Okay, cool.
You found a drawing?
Yes, apparently it's a drawing for a flesh golem.
Not just a drawing. There was actually like a partially assembled golem on the table.
Yes, there's actually a sewn together body down there as well. So whoever was in here was probably very much a necromantic type.
The other thing you noticed down there was there were some other things, so, you approached the body, you investigated, but there were various other things down there. It looked like kind of a laboratory, more or less.
I describe it in detail as much as possible.
Sure.
Perhaps if it's not moving, we should smash its face in.
That's a safe bet. Just like we should have burned the doll. I say we go kill it.
I will smash its face in.
Well, so you guys are all upstairs. He's just telling you about this. Your
Right.
friend Angler just told you that there's like a ghost dinner party going on in the room to the south. And Albrecht just came back with news from the basement. So, do you guys want to just kind of regroup and decide as a group where to go? Or do we want to continue heading off in various directions?
I think we should probably figure out where we want to go here. Do we want to go take care of the thing on the table, or check out this room with the ghosts in it? I'm still picking out glass out of my arm, so bear with me.
I think we should
If
probably
possible,
deal with the
you
body.
can go ahead.
So what would you prefer to do? The ghost dinner party or the body on the basement?
I'm in support of getting rid of the body and then checking out the ghosts.
It wouldn't take more than a
Yeah.
second to smash the face.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I support
Get rid
that
of the
plan.
body, then goes.
So you all going to go down there, or some of you, or what's the deal?
I will take point and go in the lead.
I'll follow.
I'll
I'll,
follow third.
Yeah, I'll be at the back.
So everybody's going? Yes? No?
I use minor illusion to trick the group into thinking I'm following them, but I stay on the couch.
Nah, it's a little much for a minor illusion.
Damn, I tried.
Yeah, they're not gonna.
I look back over my
doesn't
shoulder.
move or make sound. You'd be like the stealthiest bard in the universe. So everybody's going? Yes.
I think so.
All right, cool. So, so you guys all enter the basement? Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, fantastic. So there is no map for the basement, so I would just talk through it real quick. Hang on 1 second. Let me just double check that to be the case.
Just put a warhammer through its dome, Thorny. Believe.
Okay, so you guys all walk into the basement. As you enter the room, you enter the room, and suddenly the door slams shut behind you. A locking mechanism with a 4-digit code blocks the way, and a green noxious gas begins to fill the room. In the room, you see a half-made flesh golem lying on an operating table. It's missing only hands, feet, and a brain. A large mechanism with a crank and coil sits behind it, with rods connected to each of the golem's templates. Or temples. Not templates. Temples. There we go. To the left of the golem is a bucket holding hundreds of feet, hands, and brains, and other body parts. Some rusty operating tools and a needle and thread sit on the table next to it. To the right of the golem sits a desk with a waxed scrap of paper that looks to be a diagram of a humanoid body that Albrecht has now in his possession. It has notes scribbled all over it. So I will share the note for all of you, because I assume, Albrecht, you share it with the group, yes?
Yes, of course.
Okay, so here we go. green noxious gas filling the room. Half completed golem. There's a note that I just shared to you guys. You can feel free to expand it and read it. There may be information, or at least I hope there's information on it, to help you get out of this mess.
I see the text. He will open it for me, so perhaps we should try to complete it, or we can try those number combinations on the right in the lock mechanism.
One of his notes says that the only one that knows the code is dead. So I'm gonna guess those codes probably aren't the right ones.
No reason not to try. I'd like to.
Fair enough.
He will open it for me.
I will try to.
All right, I'm going to investigate the brain bin and try to discern which one would be most applicable to put into the golem.
Okay, so the brains are all labeled with numbers. Yeah, there are a series of numbers. There's a whole bunch of them. So, if you decide there's a particular number you'd like to try, then let me know.
I want to look at 88.
88. Okay. There is not an 88.
I suggest putting in the brain that has the most wrinkles.
Okay. So here we go. So what I will need is I will need a member of the party to make an intelligence check, a medicine skill check. Once you've found what you think is the right brain, you'll need to make an intelligence medicine skill check to attach the body part back to the golem.
Okay, so I have pretty high medicine, but are we all in the room?
You are all in the room.
Oh, okay.
I have good medicine, but I'm not smart.
I don't have good medicine. I'm decently intelligent, but
I guess I should do it. So, yeah, I have a +6. So, does anyone have?
So let me just read the messages on the picture here so that you know what it says. So at the very top it says, "Not enough time to finish him. I do not want to die." Okay. The next written portion on the left-hand side says, "Solving the formula will tell me which the right parts are."
Oh, I see.
Okay.
So patterns.
And then there's another note, so it says hands, feet, and brain, and then it says 3 more body parts will complete him. He will open it for me. And then at the very bottom left, it says the door is locked. I am trapped. Gas is coming. Only he knew the code. Now his brain lies in the bucket. My flesh golem.
The next number for hands is 4.
And the one after that should be 12. Unless it's 9.
It should be 9.
Okay, so are you convinced about hands? Because you could take the 4 hands and make me a medicine check.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
I'm not the medicine check guy, but medicine check guy, hand 4.
I'm confident in hands 4, yes.
You are successful, I believe. Yes, you are successful. You successfully attach the hands, and they seem to be a perfect fit.
All right, nice. So do we have?
So the next one is 9 for feet.
There is no 9 in the bucket.
Okay.
So try 12.
Is there a 12?
So go ahead and give me another medicine check. You are unsuccessful in attaching it. Would somebody like to help him, and he can make the next roll with advantage? All you have to do is say, I'd like to help him. That's it.
I'd like to help him.
Okay, so go ahead, Angler, make another medicine check with advantage.
All right.
You are successful, so the feet are a perfect fit. I need everybody to make Constitution saving throws, please.
Is this against poison? Because I have advantage on those.
Yes. Well, no, it's not poison. Sorry.
Well, okay. Did I make another one, or do you want to take the 19 and 20?
I'll take what you got. It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so, Michael, Albrecht, Angler, let's see, you guys all begin to feel drowsy. You're beginning to feel drowsy.
Oh dear.
So, so
I'm
the
immune
brain.
to sleep.
Okay. You're still feeling
Yeah.
drowsy from.
Wait, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. Yeah, you didn't say my name. Am I one of them?
Yeah. So no, it's Michael, Albrecht, and Angler.
Okay, gotcha.
So you guys all begin to feel drowsy. So what do you want to do with the brain?
Do we have a brain?
So you've got the hands and the feet attached. You've just made your first round of Constitution saving throws.
Is there a brain 36?
There is no brain 36 in the bucket.
Is there a brain 48?
There is no brain 48. Everybody make another round of Constitution saving throws.
Yes.
God.
Shoot.
All right. Albrecht, Angler, you guys are borderline unconscious. You slump to the ground. You're still conscious, but you see flickering lights before your eyes. The air is getting thin. Sound kind of seems distant. It's almost as if you're passing out. Everybody else, Xyloran, you're starting to feel the initial effects now.
I touch Angler and cast Lesser Restoration. We need him for the medicine.
Okay.
I don't know if it'll work, but I'm doing it.
Sure. So what I'll say is that your lesser restoration gives him, a bit more time. If he fails another check, he will go unconscious. So he springs back up and says, "I don't know what came over me," and climbs back up. So what would you like to do?
Quick, stick in a brain!
How many brains are in this bucket? Like, what numbers do we have to work with here?
Can we try brain number 8?
There is no brain number 8.
Yeah, this pattern is really throwing me off. I have no idea. Plus 8, plus 6, plus 22.
Well, okay. So, see, who is the most intelligent of the group character-wise?
I have a 14.
I have a 10.
I have 11.
I'm just curious if we know what numbers are in the bucket at all or not.
Yeah. There are dozens of numbers in the bucket.
Okay,
But the numbers that you've called out right now so far are not in the bucket.
Gotcha.
All right. So who had the 14 in intelligence?
That would be me.
All right. Go ahead and give me an intelligence check.
It's not a very good one.
Okay. So you not a good one.
I can use the help action and massage his temple.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and give him the help action, and go ahead and make the intelligence check with advantage. Anybody who has guidance could also use guidance cantrip. Ugh.
Again, not very good.
Inspiration.
All right. So what I will say is, everybody else make me another Constitution saving throw.
Come on. Oh, that's decent at least.
I'm saving all my good rolls for my Constitution checks.
Yeah. Yeah. So everybody is okay. And you
Make a summer home here.
If you make another intelligence
Say again?
check. If anyone makes another check, I want to use guidance on them.
That's try and trust this thing.
Okay, all right, so here's what we're going to do. This is tricky. We're at a suspenseful moment. Let's go ahead and take a short rest. Let's take 10 minutes.
In the gas?
Everybody go ahead and hit the... Yeah, no. I mean, for the stream. For the stream. Not in the game. In the game, we'll come right back to the suspense. But I want to give you a moment to think about it. Want to give everybody an opportunity to refresh their drinks, hit the restroom, whatever they need to do. We will be back in 10 minutes. So stay tuned, those of you in the channel, to see if everybody is going to die here in just one moment.